My name is Keenan. I've been at Citadel this year would be 8 years, and I'm part of the infrastructure team. So I look after the cloud, our VMware servers, cloud servers. We do a bit of IT security as well. So a bit of everything, telephone systems, all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, myself and another colleague of mine, and yeah, we form part of a bigger team. The main use of Numonix as well is we have traders. So they would call and they would do trades. Calls need to be recorded, and then we also have two client-facing departments. One is for client services and one is for client investments. And yeah, they also need call recording because clients, if someone made a mistake or if a client wanted to request a recording, then we would be able to do that. Yeah, we switched over to I think the system is called, and we basically ran about 3 servers in each of our offices, and then it had the recording bot and a VM in cloud. And yeah, we basically had the infrastructure set up like a hybrid. The media repository was our on-prem, so we had it in our data center, and the rest was in cloud. We had small issues like, for example, vulnerability scans. Let's say, for example, pick up, like, let's say the Java's out of date or something. We would then need to upgrade that, but then we can't because, we can't update to a later version, or yeah, we would ask them to do it, but it wouldn't be available. Oh, sorry, it wouldn't be ideal to do the upgrade. We had to troubleshoot like small things. So like call quality was a big thing. So when, for example, if the traders would call and they would say like 1005, it would be cut off, and we would then do some traces on our side, check the network, check the Teams logs, and then we would ask or to assist us from their side. But it would always be like there's nothing they can do, or it's like it's all okay on their side, it's on our side. Yeah, fast forward, I think it was 3 years later, and then I think they just decided now it's time to switch over. So we found Numonix, which was also cheaper. Was quite expensive. I can't remember the figures exactly, but I know when I did the comparisons that Numonix was quite cheap. Oh, sorry, cheaper than renewing with. And yeah, I think it was just the once-off setup fee and then just the yearly fee from there onwards. So we switched over to Numonix, and what I actually enjoy the most is you guys basically run with everything. The stats is on the dashboard because I pull monthly stats. We check the amount of calls that were recorded. What's also nice is the audit trail. We have an internal audit team. They would log in and check that calls are being recorded, that calls can be played back. What's also easier now is that the users, they can actually log into the Numonix console, and because part of our testing is that the end user should be able to download their own recordings and play it back. The audit trail, number one, and then you can also check what's been played back, or you can actually chop out certain parts. So if you just want to hear your voice or the other person's voice, it's all these small things that actually made it much better to move over. And yeah, it's actually been smooth. It's been a breeze. It's been nice since we've moved over to Numonix. And yeah, I like the fact that you can just get your stats on the dashboard. If I need to add someone, it's just basically add them to the group, email address in, and sync them up, and that's it. Not all the vendors are Teams certified, seeing as we only use Teams, so that was also one of the plus points. We had a group call. I think Michael was on the call. We basically just executed some PowerShell scripts. It created the user. I think the tenant or the console was already set up on your side. Yeah, we literally just tested with 2 users in the beginning, moved them over to the Numonix group. Michael showed me how to assign the license, and we did a test, and it literally worked. In about an hour we were set up, and then it took us like not even a day to move everybody over. We had a user that had some internal changes, so his username changed and he changed departments. The auditors were busy doing an audit on the normal audit that they do twice a year, and then they picked up that his calls were recording until May, and then it stopped, and it was December already. So they queried that with me. So I went back and I checked, and I logged a ticket with Numonix, and they also picked up that the username was changed, and I said yes, that's actually what happened. And the nice thing about that was, even though there was a gap missing with all that calls, they were able to restore those calls to his. We created a new user, so we just created the user, put a -new next to his name, and your team restored all his calls in for that period from May to December. They restored it to the new account, and by the next day, the auditors logged on and the calls were there. It's easy to use. I can't even say you need to improve on anything, because it just works. So I'm happy. Yeah, and it's, like I said, easy to pull logs, easy to check your dashboard. Adding and removing users is quite simple. So yeah, I don't think there's much to improve on, to be quite honest, from my point of view. The security side on Numonix is covered. You guys are doing backups, so we don't actually have to have that worry of, is your systems patched, or is it, is it up to date? So it's like one less of a worry, and it's working fine now. So it's good.